Well, it's in a very exciting opening batting pair here. I like the look of Seifert. I like Chad Bowes. Chad Bowes plays proper cricket shots. Tim Seifert is explosive, and when he gets his iron, he can really, he dominates at the crease. And, you know, short in stature, likes to play square of the wicket, but very dynamic player. So I think this duo, it's an exciting one to watch in the power play, but all New Zealand really have to do is someone needs to get 60 plus here and they win the game. So someone needs to take responsibility. As you said, it's below par total from Sri Lanka, and these are conditions New Zealand know well. So it's an opportunity for the likes of Tim Seifert and Chad Bowes to show what they've got.
Yeah, it is. When you're chasing a total like that, you want one of the top four to take responsibility with that big score. Chad Bowes yet to get going. Just his second match in his T20 career. And there's an opportunity today. Sri Lanka, they're going to have to bowl New Zealand out. Mahesh Theekshana was very good at Eden Park, showed all his skill set and experience in T20 cricket, did a great job, especially in the super over. But he's going to have to pick up some early wickets to put New Zealand under pressure.
He's the sort of bowler that almost New Zealand just started playing with a lot of discipline. They almost looked to play him quite defensively in the last game.
Well, with the score on the board, New Zealand don't have to overly attack. They can actually be a little bit more selective with how they play the off-spinner. They're only chasing a score of 142. There's not a lot of scoreboard pressure, to be perfectly honest. Mahesh needs early wickets, ball in hand. Can't find the gap. Bowes.
Yeah, I'm interested in you saying that, Macca, because do you not feel that irrespective of the total, there's a way that you play, and that these two should go out there and play in a real positive manner, even though it's a below par total?
Oh, that's pumped through point for four. That's nice and positive from Chad Bowes. Got a little bit of whip, and he made the most of it, and New Zealand are underway.
Oh, Mahesh, well, he put a bow on it, wrapped it up. It was a gift, outside off stump. Chad Bowes, it's nice to get off the mark like that. That's a nice little treat for you, outside off stump.
Oh, it's the sort of delivery you're just waiting for when you're on zero. It's probably the worst delivery we'll see bowled from Mahesh. He's normally so good with his line and length. Slip and play. So it's good to see Sri Lanka attacking. Really need early wickets. That's a better line. You've got to bring the stumps into play.
And one thing Sri Lanka will have to do is they've got the mid-wicket in place and short extra cover. Those two hunting on the singles, they have to build pressure. They have to build pressure to try and create those opportunities to get wickets. The only way they're going to win this game is by getting wickets.
Full toss that's hit down to long on. One of the two boundary fielders allowed outside the ring in the first 6 overs at long on. Henry Shipley bowled nicely today. Be hoping that he's not needed with the bat and he can sit back and watch New Zealand pick off this total. New Zealand need to win today to take it to a series decider in Queenstown in a couple of days' time. Can't beat the man at mid-wicket, Tim Seifert. He was dismissed to a similar delivery to that. Actually hit him on the top of the toe and was LBW in game one. He's got to be careful of that ball that gets under the bat. Likes to bowl nice and full. Five from the first over. New Zealand 5 without loss. Yeah, it's an interesting question you pose, Grant, in terms of the playing style. I think there's obviously room to be flexible in the approach, depending on the totals, because the advantage of batting second is that you know how hard or the tempo you have to go at for whatever period, and if it's on the lower side, then you can just pull things back a touch. You might still have a player that plays freely, and that's fine. Quite often you'll hear people talk about killing the game early, getting it done. I guess that's what your openers generally are there to do, but I think there's some flexibility within that. Some others will think, well, you just keep playing, whether you're chasing 200 or 140, you play the same way.
I think it gives a really good insight into someone like Tim Seifert, who's come into the team, he's got an opportunity, and he thinks, yeah, well, I could just be 60 not out at the end of the day's play, but you shouldn't change your game plan. He's an explosive player, and like you say, should he not be the one that tries to kill the game early?
Well, like I said, I think you just can be a little bit more selective. Rather than going flat out, high risk cricket, you can just bring it down a notch. You can still be aggressive. Right, Madashenka, the left armour, into the attack. Saw some swing in the first game. That's been swung away for 4. Just moved into the pads of Chad Bowes. He got onto it rather quickly. And he picks up his second boundary.
2 good strokes. Square of the wicket from Chad Bowes. This one leg side now. Just a little shimmy inside the line of that, but there was a swing from Madashenka. You see there, just outside leg stump. Very well played. Good balance from Chad Bowes.
Just a hint of swing for the left armour. Got to get the line right. Oh, it's up and over. Down to third. Work for the fielder to do. Does well. And we'll keep it just to 1. Well, let's have a look at dismissal of Chad Bowes in game 1. Because it was Madashenka that got it right. That's the perfect delivery for a left armour with a little bit of swing. Bowes has to be careful. So does Seifert, because that's the dismissal the left arm is looking for. Might not be as much swing today as what we had in game 1, but they just have to be wary of that.
Yeah, it's a classic delivery where you want to take LBW out of it, so you get that front leg, play straight, leaves that gap. Perfect delivery, swinging back into the timber.
Oh, that's hit to point. There'll be a misfield, so Tim Seifert will be off the mark with a single.
This is the other thing though, Mackie. You know, Madashenka's searching for swing early on, got the line wrong, and now he's overcompensating and not getting any swing and providing width.
It's one of the challenging things, I think, Grant, for bowlers when there's a below par total put on the board by your batting unit. As you go searching for wickets, you know you have to bowl New Zealand out. You can't defend a low total, have to bowl them out. So you go searching, and that's often when you miss and offer perhaps a lot more boundary balls than what you would normally. So it's a fine line. Lovely shot. That is caressed through the covers for 4. Got a little bit of width to Chad Bowes, and he's so strong through that region. Lovely shot.
He's off to the races, Chad Bowes. Wow, he's hit the ball so crisply since he's been at the crease. Look at that front foot going nice and straight, taking LBW out of play, allowing himself to use the width on offer. Beautiful stroke.
Yeah, it's a classical cover drive, isn't it? Along the deck the whole way. Expensive over, it's gone for 10. Hasn't quite got his line right, the left armour. He's offered too much width and he's been hurt, and he's got a touch straight as well. So just Shanaka, the skipper, having a wee chat, just slowing things down. Good start by New Zealand. Oh, crunch. Oh, that sounded good. 1 bounce 4. That was brutal. What a shot from Bowes. This is a big over for New Zealand.
Gee, well, there was a discussion at the top of his run-up. I don't know what they discussed. It was probably getting out of this over cheaply. Chad Bowes got other ideas. That's a cracking shot.
Well, there's some real authority in that shot. Don't worry about that.
Sounded good off the bat as well, Macca.
It sure did. Now there's 14 from the over and still a delivery left. Where does the left armour go now? Oh, he swung away, finds the gap, another boundary. It's a huge over for New Zealand. 18 from it, just the 2 bowled. New Zealand are 23 without loss. Well, that's a good example, Grant, of to continue, keep going. You start the over well, but you're not happy with an over of 14 or 15. You want one of those really big overs, and Bowes did it beautifully.
Yeah, it's a good point, Macca. I mean, some coaches would say be happy with the 2 boundaries and get one. Just get one, get it the non-strikers in. But if it's there to be hit, if you're in that mental space, then you'll get the rewards just like Bowes did there. Fast
start by New Zealand, 18 from the second over by the left armour Madhushanka. Now Sri Lanka under pressure. Mahesh just conceded the 5 in his first over. At the start his second. Seifert's just given himself a little bit of room, trying to carve that through the offside. It's a nice piece of bowling, and it was quick too. It was 100k.
Here's 100k, and it just had a little bit of shape going away. Let's just see if this is seam up. No, it's just the little carom ball, but it did almost like a little bit of a leg break, leg cutter.
Changing the field, so mid-wicket's come across to the offside. Strengthen that offside there. Oh, good keeping. That was a long way down the leg side. That's good work.
That was excellent keeping, because that was a good half a metre down the leg side. Managed to keep his balance. It's a carom ball again. Oh, brilliant. Saved 4 byes there, or 4 wides.
Kusal Mendes sharp with the gloves. There's that straight ball that Seifert played over in game 1. He can get bat on it today. Just seems the sort of bowler that the fuller he bowls, the more difficult he is, Grant, because it just keeps coming at you and actually hits the bat or hits your foot quicker than what you're expecting.
It's got a slow arm action, and suddenly it just skids through. And that's what did Seifert in the first game. He got forward and he was almost waiting. He was almost beaten for pace, expecting it to come out at almost 80 k's an hour. He's bowling over 100 k's an hour.
Oh, looking for the reverse as Bowes. Just needed a little bit of bat on it, would have run away, but again, another quick delivery up at 104k.
Great option as well. I like this option from Bowes. Slips just come out. Short third man is quite wide. Big opportunity there.
Oh, that's flat batted down the ground. Flat batted for 4. This is excellent from Bowes. He's got his eye in today, and he's putting the Sri Lankan bowlers under some real pressure early on.
Certainly is putting them under pressure. Look at this. Back of a length. That's a decent delivery. The key there was that he gave himself just a little bit of width so he could free the arms. He's not worried about his stumps. Excellent stroke.
Oh, can't beat cover, but sounded great off the bat. Good option. Gave himself a little bit of room. He's thinking boundary every ball here.
He's thinking, I think he's got tickets to Rod Stewart, Macca. He's trying to get there quickly with Katie Martin.
He's not playing till 8 o'clock tonight. He's got another 5 hours, so it's plenty of time.
Sorry, Cindy Lauper, isn't it? Lauper.
Nicely bowled, and it'll be a single to finish the over. Another good one for New Zealand, 7 from it. New Zealand are 30 without loss after 3.
Sometimes you just have that partnership where one of the partners is going so well, and Chad Bowes, well, he's just out of the blocks today, 27 off 13, and Tim Seifert gives him the opportunity to just almost take it calm and rotate the strike. You want to feed someone the strike when they're going as well as Chad Bowes is. Everything out of the middle of the bat, and that's got New Zealand off to a fantastic start.
New Zealand 30 without loss, chasing 142 in game 2. Sri Lanka at the same stage, 28 for 1. Kasun Rajitha didn't play first match in Auckland, but has come into the side here for game 2. We've seen him in the test matches and the one-days at various times throughout this tour. If he'll be able to get any swing, any shape with this new ball. And he starts with a wide down the leg side.
It's been a long tour for Rajitha. I think he's been almost pick of the bowlers. Been decent line and length, pace. He's one of those bowlers that really has toiled hard for his team, never gives up. Started a little bit wayward here, but when he settles into that back of a length, he can be dangerous. Nibbles the ball around.
Slow ball that's been hit hard through point to the boundary for 4. The timing was perfect. Bowes is on fire here in Dunedin, and he picks up his 7th boundary, races to 31.
Well, if you bowl it straight, he slaps you through the leg side, and you give him just a little bit of width. That's what he does to you. Just everything just sweetly off the middle of the bat here from Chad Bowes.
Too much width. Width in T20 cricket is not a bowler's friend. And Bowes did not miss out on that scoring opportunity. And there's another wide down the leg side. In fact, it's going to be plenty. Kusal Mendes couldn't get across. It was that wide. And it's going to be signalled 5 wides. This is a horror start by Rajitha.
Well, there's another slow ball. Not too sure what he tried to bowl here, Rajitha. Oh, looks like seam up. It's the in-swinger. Came out shaped like an in-swinger and went way down leg side. That's really wayward and uncharacteristic from him. It's normally so consistent.
Oh, that's straight up, right. It's going to take some catching. Who wants it? Up high. Taken. Good catch. Really good catch. It's Hasaranga, who had to just wait long enough for it to come down, and he knows how difficult that was, but it's a big wicket. Bowes on his way, and Rajitha picks him up.
Well, Rajitha finally finds his line and length. Chad Bowes, who's been looking so good. That was the delivery. It was just back of a length on the stumps. And what a catch from Wanindu Hasaranga. Chad Bowes' excellent innings has to come to an end. 31, 40 for 1.
New Zealand skipper Tom Latham comes in at number 3. Just the 20 matches in his T20 career. Best of 65 not out, not a bad average. He can come in, 102 from 100 is the equation for New Zealand. So that should be nice and comfortable, but they have lost their first wicket. It's been a real mixture. The first 4 deliveries from Kusal Rajitha. Only 2 legal deliveries. So he's bowled 2 balls in this over. He's got 1 for 10, Grant. It's been a real mixture. Well, let's have another look at this catch from Hasaranga, because it went up. It's big blue. Whenever that white ball's in the blue sky, depth perception is difficult, but he made it look as easy as it probably could.
Yeah, but don't forget as well, there was a catch close to that area where Tim Seifert got into the fetal position because of the sun. So there would have been a little bit of sun in the eyes there. Oh, that last minute. You got the heart in your throat there, Mac, aren't you, when you think, oh, I'm not fully underneath that, and you have to just dive and lunge for it at the end. Great catch. Yeah,
the wind's a factor too. It's a strong breeze. You could actually see him straight away call out mine. You can see him say mine. Just waved with his hand so that all the other fielders knew he was the one that was going to take the catch. And it nearly got away from him there, the wind just dragging it down. The relief, the relief. When you look up and the white thing is sitting in your hands.
Did you ever have one of those catches, Macca, where it goes up, a skyer, and then the first thing that comes into your head is, gee, that's high, don't drop it. And then you have to, while it's up there, you have to get your head sorted to try and actually get your hands underneath it.
Yeah, you've got an extra 4 or 5 seconds just to work out how you're going to catch it and how you don't want to drop it. Never easy, those high skies. Latham is underway. Pick up just one to finish an eventful over that went for 11 with a wicket in it. 41 for 1. Good start for New Zealand, 41 for 1 after 4. Well ahead of the required rate. Good crowd in here at University of Otago Oval. Good support for Sri Lanka as well. Plenty of students taking the day off studies. Up on the grass banks, there's plenty of singing and cheering, enjoying the entertainment they've got out in the middle. Madushan about to start up. And he'll start with the wide, as a number of the Sri Lankan bowlers have started with an extra. It's not the ideal start, really.
There's a few things that, you know, create energy in the field and give you that, I guess, that feeling that you could win this game. And one of them is the bowlers starting their spell well, bowling it in decent areas. There's just been too many mistakes from Sri Lanka at the moment where it's just looked a little bit sloppy. When you know, defending a total of 141, you have to be on the mark. You have to make sure that you're so precise. Especially with what you said, Mac, is that you know that you've got no choice, but you have to get wickets. You're not going to win this game by defending 141, having New Zealand 6 down.
No, that's right.
It's perfect time for someone like Tom Latham to come in. Normally middle order of the one days, but T20s in this situation, only needing 90. He's the sort of person that can just bat and play proper cricket, be 50 not outs at the end of the day. Doesn't have to take too many risks or go outside his game plan. Just shimmy outside that off stump and tuck it around the corner. Play his drives like he does.
Yeah, there's no real scoreboard pressure, is there? So he can bat at the tempo that he's comfortable with. Whereas Seifert, I think, will look to be a little bit more aggressive. He's just waiting to get one off the middle of the bat. First time back in the New Zealand T20 squad for a while. Looking for a score. Just looking to get underway. Feel a couple off the middle and then he can be expressive.
So Macca, should we go together, or are you going to go alone? Are you going to take someone with you? To Rod Stewart. Just saw Katie just offered you 2 tickets. I saw she held up a placard saying, "I've got 2 tickets to Rod."
Yeah, she offered me one of the 2. You weren't offered. Sorry, mate. I'm sure one of the other tickets will be picked up by someone within the group. What a concert that's going to be tonight. What a shot that is from Tom Latham. That's straight off the middle, will run away for 4. Exquisite from the left-hander.
Right, it's just proper cricket shots. You said it, Macca. Doesn't have to go outside what he knows best. His blueprints of batting. It's just almost one-day batting for Tom Latham. Back of a length, little bit of width. Just transfers the weight, just punches through the line. He's a quality player when he gets going, Tom Latham.
Nicely played, just off the hip. Look for two, but will just be one. I guess from Sri Lanka's point of view, Grant, is that they're going to probably have to leave fielders up a lot longer than what they normally would as well. So there'll be boundary opportunities for New Zealand, but they have to try and create some pressure through some dots by leaving perhaps a fielder or two up inside the circle. Still in the first power play, the first 6 overs, but Sri Lanka are probably just going to have to do things a little bit differently than what they normally would.
Yeah, it's trying to create that pressure to get those wickets. You know, at this stage of the game, Sri Lanka were 39 for 2, and New Zealand was searching for that 3rd wicket.
Wide down the leg side. Again, too many extras for Sri Lanka in the first 4 and a bit overs. New Zealand's 50 comes up with that extra. 9 wides already, far too many.
Yeah, just a little bit sloppy here from Sri Lanka. Need to be on the money. They need to create pressure. They've got 1 wicket. There's 2 newish batters in. Seifert's only faced 6 balls.
Good running. A nice, comfortable single to finish the over. It's another good one that's gone for 10 for New Zealand. 51 for 1.
I will admit I was slightly nervous when I saw the schedule and thought, oh, cricket in Dunedin in April, but it's turned it on.
Never in doubt. Oh, wow-wee! That's not in doubt either. Seifert finally gets hold of one. Craig McMillan called it. He was waiting for his opportunity, and he's taken that.
They're just going to check this. They're not quite sure. It did go high, but it has landed just in front of the hoardings. More elevation than distance by the looks of it. Just to the left of the screen there, yeah, just in front of that Durluck sign. The bloke behind was about 10 minutes too far.
Well, he's about to be 4 deep too. And that smacked the dog in the face after that. Kim Cotton signals 6. It's a good shot from Seifert. No one back. Really just a flick of the wrists. Piece of timing from Seifert. Rajita under a little heat here. New Zealand's going along nicely. Just the 1 wicket down.
Oh, the crucial thing when you're chasing a relatively low score, especially 141 here in Dunedin with the small boundaries, is you want to try and kill the game in the power play. So if you can get as many runs as you can, get that run rate required down even further, puts you way ahead of the game.
Goes again, and same result, Tim Seifert. 2 6s in the over.
Another great shot from Tim Seifert. A little bit of space in that front leg, got it out of the way. That is such a hard shot to get the power hitting on the up. Good hand speed, good hand-eye coordination. 12 runs off the over so far. Last over of the power play. New Zealand are absolutely flying.
Now Rajita has been taken apart here. Should be another one at least. Settles for that. Well, just so far ahead of the game here, New Zealand. Sri Lanka were 48 for 2 at the same time in their innings. 64 for 1 now, New Zealand.
Even just looking at that shot there, Scotty, difference in innings. It's just the ability to score the boundary but also get a run off the next ball. A lot of dot balls in the power play just because of the fact there's more fielders in, but just to be able to manipulate the hands and time it just into the gap, it's good batting.
Took a step Tom Latham and then just ease it down to backward point for 1. Yeah, don't underestimate too the innings from Chad Bowes. 31 of just 15 deliveries. He set the tone.
I liked him in this T20 squad. He didn't get a heap of time out in the middle for the one-day internationals, but we have shown what he's made of.
Yeah, some of the boundaries he hit in that innings was sublime to watch. That's the end of the 6th, the end of the power play at 65 for 1.
Oh, big power play for New Zealand, chasing 142 for victory. Chad Bowes just timed it. Dunedin wicket is a timing wicket. He allowed the ball to come onto the bat, played it nice and late, was able to hit all around the ground. This is a very, very good catch. He went high, hung for a while. Tim Seifert just picked up where Chad Bowes finished off. 65 for 1 New Zealand.
There is a comparison and not much of one. 65 for 1, 50 for 2 Sri Lanka were. Yep, think about Chad Bowes and the way he's been dismissed throughout this white ball series. It tends to be just going a little too hard. Getting underneath the ball, getting through the shot a little quick. And he's been caught in similar fashion throughout the series. And that's something that he will want to go away and consider too. When he waits on the ball and uses his timing, he looks $1,000,000. Then just maybe gets a little carried away with his own momentum. Goes for a shot that maybe is not quite there to play. There's no criticism of the positivity he brings to the top of the order at all. You'd love to see him out there in the middle for just a little longer, getting over the hump, getting into that half-century territory and beyond. Up and over point this time. Tom Latham should run away for 4. Oh, that's a good piece of fielding. They'll want to check. A strong commitment in the deep.
Yeah, went over the point fielder, so did race away. Just good manipulation of the hands to be able to elevate that over the fielder. Plenty of encouragement from the crowd on the sideline. And Asanka, I think he's done well there, yeah. And also the fielder from third to come around and provide that extra bit of support. Great teamwork.
Runs, cool. Just 2 of them. And again, Latham. He's been given a lot of room outside his off stump here, Tom Latham. He's got a cover point in place for that shot. I think about Latham and modes of dismissal here, where his weakness is, because it's certainly not there.
Just looking at that field, they had that mid-off up. They've got the same field here for Tim Seifert, which you'd suggest it probably means they're going to bowl back of the length, slower deliveries, try and force Tim Seifert to play that into the leg side. We know how difficult it has been to try and get the ball over that mid-off fielder. Plenty of space down the leg side as well. It may sit deep here to hit on the leg side.
Well, they're teasing him to play the shot, and that's called wide by umpire Wayne Knights. You know, deep back of square in place, deep mid wicket, mid on, or long on the boundary.
Well, the thing here for Sri Lanka, to win this game, they're going to have to bowl New Zealand out. New Zealand need just 5.34 runs and over. So it's sort of saying, are we hoping here from a Sri Lankan perspective that it's going to be a sky delivery into those boundary fielders?
Well, he went for it. Seifert got an under edge, got away with it.
They almost need to say, okay, we're going to try and bowl dot balls, which is, okay, let's change our pace up, maybe the bouncer, try and hit the hole for the Yorker as well. force New Zealand to be aggressive because they're an aggressive batting team, New Zealand. They like to get on with it. So with that aggression, they're trying to force that error as well.
Just got to be careful too with Seifert, who's very good on the ramp shot too. Fine leg up inside the circle. He may look to do that on a shorter delivery. It's a nice delivery. Cramped him up, but he's quick between the wickets. Both are.
Really good ball there. Just tucked in. Wasn't able to get any space there, Tim Seifert. I just wonder as well, Scotty, there the option is, could he get deep across and then be able to actually just flick that over just in terms of that natural speed. This is a really good delivery though, not much space.
Seifert, no doubt for me, will bring the creativity into this innings. As he revels in those shots, the ramps and the scoops.
Yeah, probably looking at Tim Seifert as well, who's sort of been in and out of the New Zealand T20 side. Kept a lot in his previous time in the T20 squad, so he's trying to find his mark back in this team. We know how explosive he is. We know his success all around the world as well, and in a way a mature innings here in terms of being controlled in his aggression, controlled in his stroke play, and lead New Zealand home to go 1-1 in this series. I think that would mean a lot to him. Loves playing for his country.
There it is. Just like that, Tim Seifert. We knew it was coming. That's the end of the over, 75 for 1.
Picked up his first wicket in New Zealand as well in the first game.
Oh, that's nice. That's real nice.
Just talking about this ramp shot here, because the ball is slower, instead of holding his bat there, he holds it and then tries to hit up and underneath it. If that's a faster delivery, you can just allow the bat to stay out in front, let the pace hit and it goes over. So great adjustment there in terms of the speed.
On the sweep, and straight to the fielder. Marushan out in the deep.
You're just touching on the differences between Sri Lanka and New Zealand's batting. Well, at the same point, Sri Lanka had scored 4 double-figure overs, so overs 10 or more runs. New Zealand already have scored 5 in their 7.2 overs, so it just shows the impetus that you can create by going big in a number of overs.
Yeah, 4 double-figure overs in a T20 innings is not many. Not many teams who roll like that.
Oh, goodness me. New Zealand are doing so well and just scoring off as many deliveries as they can as well. It's a phase of the game where you, in T20, usually call it the accumulation, but you also look to say, can we score a boundary each over? If you're scoring off as many balls as you can and picking up that boundary, that's where you're getting those big overs, 10 plus.
The required rate just keeps on falling too. Seifert backs away this time, out to cover point. They'll come back for a couple. Had to motor in the end. But that is high stakes running for New Zealand, and just another cut for Sri Lanka.
Just the timing of the angle, wasn't it? Being able to hit it fine enough to pierce between both fielders and get back for 2. That's so quick. Short boundary, so it's hard to convert those 1s into 2s, let alone run a 3.
Seifert here will look for the boundary. He will look for a way to finish this over strong, I'm sure of it. In fact, just guides it down to 3rd. Conservative by Seifert standards, 81 for 1. Genuinely delightful to be here in Ōtepoti. Lovely part of the world. Dhananjaya de Silva. And Sri Lanka looks for a way to find another wicket here. Partnership now 41 between Latham and Seifert. Just easy pickings too, Katie, on the singles. Sri Lanka just don't have a lot of option there in terms of stemming the tide. These two batters very good at finding those singles, especially square of the wicket. You need 5 singles and over and 1 boundary, and suddenly it's 9, 10 and over. The game is done.
Well, New Zealand batters have been ahead of the game. They've been proactive in terms of how they're playing.
Short and slow, and it just held a touch too.
So the thing with T20 cricket is if you can force the captain and the bowlers to actually chase the game, which is exactly the position they're in, it means that
goes for it, fielded deep, it should be a catch. Oh, and it's dropped again. Sun may have been a factor. Rajita, he got beside the ball, not behind it. He points at the sun, he says, that's the reason why, don't blame me.
Oh, it's a second drop delivery in that area. He's just backing away. Yeah, it was a big chance for Sri Lanka. Just lost it.
Now, whichever way you slice the dice, that's a reprieve. And Seifert rubs salt into the wound. Finds the backward point boundary for 4.
Great bit of touch. Tim Seifert just allowed the ball to angle across his body, played it nice and late and controlled it with the wrist through that fielders there. Bang. They turn around, they chase, and they go, well, short boundary. They've given it up. Great shot.
Oh, that's class. That is so classy. Up into the top deck. Seifert starts to put on a show. Forget Rod Stewart. It's Seifert's greatest hits.
Oh, this is a sensational shot. Changed his position, changed his wrists to get that power. The height, it has gone a long way off the players' embankment into the stand here in Dunedin. What a shot. I felt this shot was going to be on. You could just see him eyeing up, just giving himself some room onto the offside. He was patient. He's gone from a beautiful cricket shot using his hands to an even better shot on the reverse.
The ball has been rescued from the Otago Daily Times stand. And that's the end of the 9th over. It's 94 for 1.
Sri Lanka just don't have answers at the moment, do they? You feel in a way they're going to have to say, we're going to bring the field up in certain points and try and bowl for a wicket and force the error. Otherwise, New Zealand are going to win this game easily.
Hasaranga again. Beautifully played. Seifert looks in really good touch today.
The thing as well, Scott, is just the left-hand, right-hand combination mean that if there's a risk of a certain type bowler, they can negate it. Tom Latham is very good on the sweep. He can also reverse as well. He's got a lot of strength all around the wicket.
Oh, has that hit the pad in front? Has it? Kim Cotton says no. Mendes got very excited. Kim Cotton's been good. History-making day for Kim Cotton today and for all our women umpires throughout the game. First time a women umpire has stood in a match between two full member nations in a men's match. Kim Cotton, who is in the law game, has taken some time out to focus on her umpiring, and it's wonderful to see her here. Very proud of Kim and all she's achieved and all she'll continue to achieve. Great moment for her. Goodbye. Goodbye. Seifert is going to extinguish this game on his own. The 100 is up for New Zealand. This is just authoritative, brilliant, brutal.
Just good timing. Was able to hold his shape, got low, and purposely hit that up and over. Fantastic batting.
What the hallmark of this innings for me, though, Katie, has been the way he's able to reset, hit a big shot, and then play the next ball on merit. Not to get carried away with his own momentum. That, to me, shows his head's in exactly the right spot, and that's swept away. One bounce taken in the deep by De Silva. 103 for 1 New Zealand. They are not far away.
Button down, and he is on strike. Call is 2. They're going to have to run hard. Latham's coming back, and it's good running.
It's been great. It's been really good. Chad Bowes coming to the crease and striking the ball well, and he'll be disappointed that he's probably thrown away an innings that Tim Seifert has now taken on. Sitting pretty now, Tim Seifert at 48. Good running, good placement. He's hitting the ball out the middle of the bat as well.
A little bit of extra bounce. Went out and had a look at the pitch at half-time too, Grant, and just a small amount of dinting. And I just questioned how hard it was because it hasn't been really hot. Not much at all, nothing to, but I think the way the sun's been in the last 2 hours and the warmth, I think it's certainly hardened up just enough to make the ball skid more on as well. Call is 2 again, but it'll just be 1.
Yeah, it's a good point, because I think early on, Milne tried to bowl a couple short and they just sat up. It's very tennis ball-y, whereas now it looks like a little bit more free-flowing, balls coming onto the bat that can use the pace of that. It's probably indicative of the strokes that Seifert's played as well. Ball's just skidding on nicely.
Well, that's what happens with the Kakanui soil, and that's what it's down here, and it sort of bakes, becomes really solid on top, so then the ball with the grass just skids off more as opposed to slightly soft. And I'm only talking about where, as you said, it just had enough to grip on the surface and hold a bit.
You can always remember when playing down here at Uni Oval, the Otago players, you guys always used to comment on how the spikes were just going in just a touch, and they just stick in soil, and that would obviously make a difference in whether you bowled or batted.
And believe it or not, also sun out. I mean, I know that's around the world, but when it's overcast, especially here, it's like the soil softens a wee bit. Full and fast there. And remembering that once upon a time, back in the old days, Grant, this used to be a lake, so it's reclaimed land. So my theory is when it was overcast, it was a little bit like the moisture came up. That's why I always wanted to bowl first as a captain. And it always got better to bat on, so it didn't matter.
And also, you were an opening batter, so the last thing you wanted to do was throw yourself in the beginning. Not in New Zealand.
No, day 4 is always better than day 1. That's 4 off the over, 11 gone, 107 for 1. Tim Seifert's looked good though, hasn't he? He's sort of, it's a little bit like he's found his mojo again. He's had a tough period where being back in domestic cricket after the bright lights of playing for New Zealand, IPL. Maybe lost a bit of form, lost a bit of confidence, but all of a sudden when you start seeing him lapping and reverse sweeping balls into the grandstand, got a little bit of that strut back, which is really important for his game of cricket and the way he plays.
Seifert sitting on 49 now. He's looked really good at the crease. That swagger, that strut. I think one of the things with him that I've watched over the years is maybe trying to find that balance and that tempo between how hard he needed to go in the first 6 overs. Because when he started his career, he went really hard. Then he sort of pulled it back a bit and maybe became a little bit more circumspect with his game and took some shots out of it. But we've seen now how once he's in, how he can express himself in the range of strokes that he can play. He's got all the shots in the book, but as a player, it's just how many of those shots you need to play at the given time and with the conditions that you have on offer.
And that's all part of the experience that comes from playing. The glove, yes. No, Craig's got too excited. I thought that came straight off the glove.
So did I. Heard something. Must have been the jiggle of the helmet or something, but I thought that was straight off the glove. We've got a decent view here. Oh, it's close.
I swear I heard a noise, like a good noise.
Yeah,
obviously I didn't.
Yeah, there was definitely something, and it sounded like software. Well, perhaps Tom Latham's got away with something there.
Well, I thought Tom Latham also reacted. It was like, I'm just going to walk off now. Don't need the finger up from the umpire, but we're a long way away, Grant. Picked up this time in the gap.
Well, finally, Tom Latham gets Tim Seifert on strike on 49. It's a strange shot from Latham there. It was on the hip. It wasn't a pull shot. It wasn't a straight bat shot. It was almost in between. He's done the job. Get the man who's striking the ball beautifully. Get him on strike as much as possible.
Yeah, strong breeze going to the leg side. It's really got up the wind. It's a westerly, so pretty much straight across the ground from mid-wicket to cover. Bales. I don't know if they've got heavy bales down here. There we go. There's a spare one. That might be just in case the batteries aren't working. Oh, there we go. Got the flicker. The call is 2 here. And they'll get back. And a really nice round of applause for Tim Seifert. 51 off just the 30 balls. He's entertained the crowd, took a time to get going and then pushed the go button.
Well, fantastic innings, great tempo, immense power in that. 32 runs and boundaries. He needs to carry on. It would be nice for Tim Seifert to finish this game and be able to walk off.
Sixth in T20s. All his 50s are coming fast, Grant. This has been his record: 29 balls, 30 balls, 32 and 32 and 35. So it just shows if he gets himself in, things happen pretty quickly.
Yeah, and he needs to go on now. He needs to finish this game, be not out at the end. It'll be good for his confidence. He's still young. He's a young player, someone that has got a huge future for New Zealand. He's got his career in the palm of his hands.
Latham picks this one up as he picked out the fielder, just short. Excellent effort. Pick it up on the half volley. That is wonderful fielding.
What a pickup this is. Well, the ball hung in the air. I thought that Hasaranga was going to get there. Sorry, it's Madushan. Look at this pickup. Oh.
One hand, one bounce.
Got him.
Takes a lot of bravery just to keep running at the ball. Oh, that's wild. That's really wild. That's going to be 5 wides.
Oh, this is where Sri Lanka really need to have a look at themselves. 15 extras now, all 15 wides in this innings. They just haven't been able to string deliveries together. Generally, when a bowler's started a spell, they've started it with a wide. Those sorts of things, so you can bowl 4 good balls, but the wide just releases the pressure.
The straight pull. Overgone, 12. Completed, 118 for 1. Again, the call is 2. They'll do well to get back. Tim Seifert, the age of 28, so in some ways still a pup. You think of the experience that he's gone through, the highs and a little bit of a low, and now getting another opportunity. Still got his best years in front of him.
I think it's something you definitely need to go through as a player. Well, it's a benefit if you play in your mid to early 20s and you go through, like you say, those highs and lows. Getting funky, yeah, Tom Latham. But it's the game of cricket. You're always going to go through highs and lows, and it's always those players who get out of those lows and then manage to perform under pressure. And it's something that you will experience throughout your career. But when it's in international cricket, it's magnified. Your highs are magnified and so are your lows. So remaining consistent is the key.
Tried it again this time. Latham looked like the back of the bat. He's trying to get it really fine. Trying to use the pace. 93.6 Ks, that one.
Yeah, it'll be interesting now to see what Mahesh does, whether he slows it down. First ball was 83 Ks, that one 94. Generally, Latham's trying to use the pace. See if he takes the pace right off now.
No, and it was fast. There was a Yorker, and Latham tried the sweep, which is very tough.
Yeah, and this is where he's been operating. He's been operating at that 100 an hour, which is his stock delivery. It's the one that Craig McMillan was saying just sort of slides onto you. Looks like the spinner's so well disguised. Well, if that was wicket to wicket, I think Latham may have been gone.
Sliding down leg. Yeah, you're just about playing it like a medium slow skidder. And these surfers, they're not really going to turn, are they? And he looks to bowl quite full because he's trying to get those bowled LBWs so you can set yourself up to hit down the ground. Just the 3 off the over. 13 gone. 121 for 1. Saranga back into the attack.
It's a shot that New Zealand have played well. They give themselves a bit of room. Chad Bowes played it well, now Seifert.
Up and over. Chance. Oh, nearly brilliant. Nearly brilliant on the boundary.
Gee, what an effort this is. Just spoke about giving yourself a little bit of room. Seifert does that, but this time tries to go over. Have a look at this. Oh, ever so close. Fingertips. Gee, that would have been spectacular.
Sanka, that would have been brilliant in front of a lot of students too. That's the shot you're talking about, Grant, but too much width. They're going to get back for 2. If you're going to take a screamer, being in front of the student population at University of Otago Oval was the place.
I don't think they need any encouragement though, Craig, to get fired up on the bank there. Have a look at this. Seen it, balance, dive. Yes, no.
Oh, that's clubbed. But yeah, it actually got in the hands, didn't it? He'd done all the hard work. The Sanka, he had both hands to it. These are the ones that actually stick. So you got the full dive in, the head still. Oh, just a full stretch. It would have been a ripper.
You were talking about that shot. It's actually been an interesting over because Hasarang has gone really wide to Seifert. I think what he's trying to do is take out the leg side, hit to the small boundary. Seifert's gone through the offside and hit it really well. Interesting to see how he finishes his set, whether he tries to go full and straight, brings the LBW into play. He's pushing cover back now. Should suggest that he might just still try and go wide outside off.
No, through mid-wicket. Just the one of the last ball. 128 for one. Yeah, I think you can certainly see, Grant, the way the pitch is playing now. It's certainly skidding on. Well, I think it's developed a little bit more pace. It's like the trajectory after it bounces more skiddy. It goes towards the middle of the bat as opposed to maybe the splice.
Yeah, and we saw Adam Milne break the bat early on, and that's probably an indication that it was just popping a touch and hitting the splice.
So 14 needed. Tim Seifert began right. I fancy myself to finish this over. Leg side's into a strong breeze. Looks like the Silver from around the wicket. Let's hit it with the breeze. Let's hit it with the breeze. One bounce. Innovation from Seifert.
Yeah, brilliant. Great game awareness, situation, bowler coming around the wicket, switch hit. Played to perfection. He's played a couple of those today. Look at that, look at the balance. Young players watching this. Key is your head position. Keep it still.
He goes again. This time he's trying to whack it over wide mid-off. Latham will get back for a couple. I mean, that's a lofted off drive, right-handed.
That's the reverse shovel through the leg side. Look at this, digs it out. Looks bizarre in slow motion. Shows you how good Seifert's eye is.
Oh, this has gone miles. This is out of the ground. Absolute miles.
Well, he's on fire. Tim Seifert here at University Oval. And lined him up with two reverse sweeps in the first two deliveries, and now Dhananjaya decides to go leg stump. Seifert, more conventional hit, but hits it 89 metres. Gee, it's a good strike, right out the middle. Brings New Zealand to just within 2 runs now to finish this. A nice reward for Tim Seifert to be there at the end.
Oh, he goes reverse. Has he got it? Has he got it? He has got it. He finishes in style. Great stuff from Tim Seifert. Victory for New Zealand here in Dunedin. They win in comprehensive fashion with a 9-wicket victory, and they've done it in complete style.
They have. They've done it in absolute style. And thanks to this man here, Tim Seifert, and Chad Bowes, who kicked off the innings together. But it was Seifert who carried on the innings and showed his class and power. Played some innovative strokes. He took the attack to Sri Lanka. And well, Sri Lanka, they know that they were under par. Too many extras, not enough runs in the tank. New Zealand, Tom Latham carried his bat as we expected him to do. And a convincing win for New Zealand.